Sticky Basket back at it. Happy Mother's Day, everyone, but especially to my mom. She's a longtime Crash Bandicoot fan since back in the PlayStation 1 era, when she learned about it from my aunt and cousins and showed my brothers and I when she returned home. Crash Team Racing was some of the best couch multiplayer of my childhood. But we aren't here to talk about how great Crash Bandicoot is. We're here to rate my mom. So, first of all, we have to look at appearance. I may be a little biased after inheriting some of my features from her, but I'd say overall good. She's got an awesome smile and a laugh that warms the room. We can't throw out numbers too early though, otherwise what kind of YouTube would I be? Next, we get into personality. When I was younger, I recall she would often treat me like a child. She'd explain things in very long form, not only detailing the beginning and end, but also giving every step along the way its own beginning and end. Keep in mind, as a teenager, I knew everything and was invincible, so I found this annoying. Looking back, it was typically done out of love, and while I eventually got her to see my level of understanding, I now understand that kids are stupid, so it makes sense for her to try and preempt the pitfalls that could occur. My mom is one of the very few people that I talk to without any form of censorship. While it does open the doors to having miscommunication sometimes, what's cool about my mom is she can't stop being my mom, and the minor cost of an occasional argument is worth it for the millions of laughs we get to share, talking about the small things like our days at work to the big things like our goals. One of the most important aspects of personality that most surely characterize a person would be in their recommendations. My mom has recommended some great movies. The first I recall would be Shawshank Redemption. As the all-knowing kid I was, I knew Shanks were something about prison, and the cover art didn't look like it was Chronicles of Riddick, so my interest was slim. But my mom told me, "You'll really like it, trust me." After watching it, I was at a loss. It not only elevated itself above all the other movies I'd seen, but it made every other movie fall a little lower on how I would define a good movie. During the Twilight era of movies, I sort of lost interest in vampires after loving movies like the Blade trilogy. My mom recommended I watch Interview with a Vampire around this time. I think I was in high school. It turned out to be a great movie and reignited my love of Tom Cruise movies. I know Tom Cruise is a point of contention in modern media, but I'm a pretty big fan of his work. His personal life is irrelevant until I use it to segue to the next section. Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. Scientology was founded by L. Ron Hubbard. The first book I read cover to cover was a Stephen King book from my mom's collection called The Eyes of the Dragon, containing within it a bookmark advertising the collected works of L. Ron Hubbard. Which brings me to the final mark on the evaluation, the experiences I've shared with my mom. There's one in particular that, besides receiving a Game Boy at an early age, has stuck out in my mind as one of my earliest fully formed memories. My mom and I were in a Target and we were walking by the toy aisle. I saw a Neopet. Neopets was like if Pokemon and Digimon had a Kmart knockoff, and instead of battling or doing anything cool, you can feed them and play games to earn money to buy food for them. And if you didn't, they'd die. I knew everything back then, so I knew I had to have it. I asked my mom, and she locked me into an agreement that if she bought this $15 toy, I'd have to love her forever. I'm sure she thought she had gotten the better end of the deal because who would be outsmarted by a little kid? Well, looking back, I would have loved my mom forever without that toy because she's my mom. So comparing net gains, she got nothing and I got a new toy. The Neopet may be dead, but I still love you, Mom. Now we're to the part where I put my mom on the scale. Will she land higher than Alita Battle Angel? If you recall my rating system, 1 to 6 bad, 7 to 12 good, and 13 represents a theoretical maximum. The pros of my mom are great smile and laugh, great personality, and bought me a $15 toy. The cons are she made a verbal agreement with a minor that may not be enforceable. At the end of the day, I'd have to say she tops the scale. I can't give her 13, but I can't even imagine a better mom. So from this day on, my scale will be 1 to 13 and mom at the very top of it. It amazes me how on any day I can call my mom and that day becomes better. Again, I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. And scene.